Good morning and welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. So today I'm going to do a review of a new album, actually came out yesterday, from German heavy metal band Primal. So this band has been going about 20 years, although I sort of weirdly think of them as a new band. I think anything like up to 40 years and I'm sort of like, yeah, that's an older band. It's a bit strange really. But they've actually been going since the singer, Ralph Sheepers, did an audition for Judas Priest way back when Rob Halford left the band. And of course, Tim Ripper Owens got the gig for a couple of albums. And this was, he decided to, or got this band together, Primal. And saying the Judas Priest connection, they've been likened a lot to Judas Priest, you know. People say they sound a lot like them. There are a lot of similarities. I, controversially like them a lot more than Judas Priest. If anyone who listens to this channel will know that, Judas Priest are an okay band for me. They don't hit home with me as much as a lot of other people. And some of that is to do with the voice of Rob Halford. I can't help it. It doesn't resonate with me fully. His tone, I'm not really too keen on. But I think, this band, they knock it out of the park 99% of the time, and Ralph Sheepers is a great vocalist. So, and he's been likened obviously to Rob Halford, but I like his tone a lot better. I like this. I really think he's great. He's got some range, unbelievable range. So let's just talk about this album for a little while. So it's their 13th studio album. So they knock albums out like nobody's business. The album's actually nearly an hour long. It's got 11 songs on it. And it's a bit strange because I felt that Primal Fear were getting a little bit samey, across the albums, and I don't know, when it was like they were melting into one album. It didn't sound much different. If anyone watches my charts that I do, best albums of the year, they were hitting really high up at the beginning. They've slowly sort of waned off a little bit, but I'm not sure. It's because I think I'm reviewing this. I'm listening to it a lot more, in detail. I mean, I've only listened to this album once, but it grabbed me as something that felt much better than the last album. And the last couple of albums have, like I said, they've sort of veered off of their excellence a little bit for me. But I'm not sure if it's because I'm listening to it and knowing I'm going to review it, it's making me listen to it a bit differently. But I think it's a really good album. I mean, there are songs that obviously could be on any of their albums, but they've sort of mixed it up a little bit more. And I can understand how fans wouldn't want them to stray too much. Bands tread a really thin line between experimentation and losing fans, but wanting to give someone, fans a little bit something different. I can totally understand. If they went and done something completely different, they could lose half their fan base, and you can understand, they can't do that. There are bands that have done that in the past and have completely, the fans have just completely lost it. Next minute, they lose all their popularity. But they've done something really clever. What they've done is they've introduced little changes. They're not too much, but made it more interesting for the listener, in my opinion. So what they've done on these 11 tracks, they mixed it up with their speed type metal, their power speed metal. But where they always get me, Primal Fear, is when they slow it down a little bit, like from their medium paced songs, which are still really heavy, or they sometimes do their epic type songs. And they've probably got one of the most epic songs they've ever done on it. And this is closing the album out with a song called Infinity. It's 13 minutes long. I made a few notes about the song as I was listening to it all the way through. Very Maiden-y sounding at the beginning. You can hear that, especially the newer Maiden stuff. You can really hear there's a little sort of guitar chord that goes over the beginning, and God, it really sounds like a Maiden song, which ain't wrong with that. Then Ralph Sheepers and sings along with like an acoustic guitar and a little bit of piano. Then there's fast bits in it as well, not really speed metal, but faster. And then there's like the chorus is like a mid-tempo symphonic chorus. The solos are amazing. I mean, all the way through the album are, but I love the solos on this one. And there's a free guitar attack now with Primal Fear. It's the first time, I believe. So you've got, written it down here, Alex Bayreuth, he's done some brilliant work outside of Primal Fear as well with Voodoo Circle, like a classic rock sort of band. You've got Tom Newman also on the guitar, and of course you've got Magnus Coulson, who's so talented, and he's got a lot of stuff outside of Primal Fear. He does solo stuff, you know, he does some amazing stuff with Alan Londay projects. Absolutely superb guitarist, and I think we're comparing this to Maiden. I mean, they're not the same band. It's only little bits you can slightly hear. But I think that's where Maiden, for me, have suffered a little bit. Even though they're top notch still, they've suffered a little bit with their free guitar attack. But these guys don't. They don't. You know, it's not muddy. You can hear every guitar. It's very clear. Great production, by the way, helping that on, obviously. And let's just give a shout out, because it's easy to forget some in it sometimes, the rhythm section of bands. But you've got Matt Sinner, who's also got his own band, Sinner, outside of Primal Fear, great bass guitarist, and Michael, I'm going to pronounce this bad, Air on the drums. So they do a great job as well. You know, the band are very talented, very technical, and it's very heavy. But like I say, they've really mixed it up on here a little bit. I mean, let's have a look. They've got about three songs that are a lot fast. I'm not so keen on. Not so keen on the fast stuff that Primal Fear do. But then they've got 4 or 5 songs that are medium paced. They've got this Infinity, this epic song that does everything. I mean, there's even an acoustic bit in that, and then there's a bit at the end that's like a film score. I mean, it's really like epic. And then you've got a ballad, and it's an acoustic ballad, which is the first time I think I've heard them do something like that. Usually their ballads introduce, like, in the end they're introduced the whole band with electric guitars, and it really like hits you. But I really like it. I think it's like a breath of fresh air in the middle of all the heaviness, if you like. It's nice to have something that breaks it up, and that ballad's called I Will Be Gone. So I'm going to do a couple of songs. What I don't want to do, I don't want to play any of the stuff that they've released. And they've released 3 songs, actually, you know, which is I Am Alive, which is the opening track, which is a fast one. But actually, for a fast song for Primal Fear, I love it. It's got a really good chorus in it. You've got Along Came the Devil, which is great. It's one of their mid-paced, chugging, really heavy songs. And I think yesterday, they Hear Me Calling, which I was going to play a little bit of that, but I'm not. I want to play some stuff that hasn't been released. So what I've gone for, I'm going to play a little bit of that ballad that I love, I Will Be Gone, and it showcases Ralph Sheepers' voice superbly, because he's got a brilliant voice. So you've got just the acoustic guitar, and his vocals, which are outstanding, by the way. What an outstanding vocalist. And after 20 years of singing like this, he's superb. So this first one is I Will Be Gone. I'm going to play a little bit of it, maybe a couple of minutes, and then I'll play another one after. So let's give this a listen to give you an idea of what this album sounds like.
I will ask you one last time.
Brilliant tone to his voice.
The bridge of stars where angels fall. I just know this love is real. I waited all too long. I won't wait no more. When the light is out, I will be gone. I waited all too long, but I won't wait no more. Before you know, I will be gone.
I love that. It sounds brilliant on the headphones as well. Really, I mean, I know he's been likened to Rob Halford, but I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think he's got a superb voice, this guy. I can understand why people like Rob Halford. Technically, he can hit some heights. But this guy, Ralph Sheepers, has got an amazing tone to his voice. You know, and I think he could sing some things that Rob probably couldn't, you know. I'm going to get absolutely... I'll probably lose all my subscribers now because of the way I was talking about... And you know what? It's not that I don't like Judas Priest. I do like some of their songs. But I think one of the things that actually puts me off of Judas Priest is the vocals. You know, look, I'm just trying to be honest here. It's just the way I feel. You know, and I can understand why people like them. And I love the fact that a British heavy metal band have got that big. But we're talking about Primal Fear now anyway. I'm going off the subject a little bit. I hope you like that song. I just thought I'll give you a little, because it's something completely, I haven't heard anything like that from Primal Fear before. And the song's actually that sort of thing all the way through, which makes a nice change in between all the heaviness, like I say. Well, the next one, I'm going to give you some typical Primal Fear, not the speed metal stuff, but a medium pace song. And like I said, I thought about playing Infinity a little bit, but that wouldn't give you a good idea of that 13-minute track, because there's so many changes. What happens at the beginning doesn't happen you know, only happens at the end of the song, I believe, and all the way through it, it just changes so much. It'd be weird to play Infinity. That needs to be one, if you're going to get this album, that needs to be one that you're going to sit down and listen to properly, not a couple of minutes. But I'm going to play Raise Your Fists. It's got some gang vocals on it as well, and some brilliant vocals again by Ralph Sheepers. But like I love it when they do this this mid-tempo heavy stuff. And so this is the 8th track on the album. It's called Raise Your Fists. Play a couple of minutes of this as well. Twin lead there.
You never seem to get along, and all you need is power.
The powerful voice.
What goes around comes around. You never play it fair. You just attract my attention. They put me to my knees. Your world is full of all those alibis. You're nothing but hot air. Why? We'll keep safe distance, and I will tell myself, raise your fists, break these chains, raise your fists, out in the streets of You've got no one to satisfy.
So, That gives you full on metal. That is metal. If you ever wanted heavy metal, you got it. Was it Bad News said heavy metal, heavy metal, heavy metal? That's definitely it. Absolutely love the sound of this band. You know, they give it to you in spades, don't they? When they hit you hard, they hit you hard. There's some of the guitar work as well. I mean, you could hear it a little bit in what I played then, but it's unbelievable. Some of their guitar work is absolutely amazing from all three of these guitarists. A great band, very consistent, and you know, I think what this has made me do, because I don't know, I think the last album, which was, I think it was Apocalypse, I don't think I'd give it a good go because I don't know, perhaps I didn't listen to it properly. Now I'm reviewing albums, it makes me look at them in a bit of a different way now. So I think I'll go back with Apocalypse and check that out again, even though I've got it, you know, on shuffle in my car. I've got it there, but perhaps I need to give it a good old listen again, because I love this album. I think it's great. So that's my review of Primal Fear's Metal Commando. I hope you liked it. What do you think of the album? Are you going to get it? Do you like Primal Fear? Do you think they sound like Judas Priest? They definitely do a little bit, but in my opinion, a much better band. Sacrilege, I know, but that's what's great about opinions, isn't it? We've all got a different one. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Press the red button down the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much.